My king.
I don't know.
We're on live.
Yeah, you weren't
We're
meant
on
to hear
live.
it.
I guess. Can I hear it? Try it again.
It's playing right now still.
Well, why is it mine? Maybe
I don't know. Can you even hear me, Ron?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
You got to talk to the mic.
I can hear you, but like
All right.
I love that music. It's like really
Gets you going.
wakes me up. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Table Talk. We're back.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yeah, and there'll be some people listening out there in the lawn. I went out there in the lawn this weekend and listened to Table Talk with Brent and his lovely wife, and we watched it with Mike Tuttle came over and Bob Dontino, and we watched it in Burkdale. So it's going to be on in Burkdale every week, 11:30.
Yeah, so, well, it's on CW, and Burkdale's playing it out there. So you got to go out there and experience watching it live. How was that?
It was good. I mean, obviously when you're doing it, you say, turn it up, please. You know, we had to turn it up, but it was good. It was pretty, we had a lot of people listening out there. There was probably 100 people out there with their kids, and they were just kind of wondering who those guys were.
Who are those celebrities on the screen?
Yeah, exactly. I had a person ask for an autograph, so it was all good.
Yeah. Did you give them one?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Did you charge them?
No, I didn't charge. I gave him a free cookie.
Oh.
I'm bringing cookies out there from here this weekend.
You are?
Yeah.
Nice. What'd you do? What else did you do this weekend besides watching Table Talk on CW?
I'm watching basketball and then, kind of coming to Red Rocks. It's been busy at Red Rocks. Even with all these new restaurants opening, we have a lot of rehearsal dinners, weddings. The one wedding, when you got married, right?
Yep.
And when you got married, like, it was like weird. They did a good thing, but they all of a sudden said, hey, they did a reception here.
Yeah.
And just so you know, we're going to bring like 80 people. And we told them all to meet here, right, for drinks, which is really good, you know what I mean, for us. But, like, don't you plan a little better than that? Like,
I mean, yeah. We did.
We have a wedding. Like, this is the thing about when I went to my nephew's wedding. Do you go off in a carriage and just go to your honeymoon, or do you meet the people out?
No, yeah.
What's the best way to do it?
I think you go out after. I mean, we didn't do a carriage, but we had like a exit and like a drive away, and then I think we went up to the room, changed our outfits, and then we met everyone out after, like at the bar or something.
Right, okay, then.
And then the next morning, we left for our honeymoon.
Is that what you would do, Brent? Something like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
hold on, I don't have your mic.
Yeah, you have a mic on. But
Try that now.
That's how I think.
We over here now?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I was saying was at a wedding, you get married. But like my nephew's wedding, they just left. They never came back to the.
Oh, you didn't see them again? They drove off and they were gone?
They were gone. Like we never saw them. They did some really, like my nephew is great, Bradley and Lakota.
Shout out Bradley.
But they're younger, and they tried to take control of the wedding. But like he doesn't like chocolate. He didn't like cake, right? So they didn't have a cake.
Didn't have a wedding cake?
They had something else. Like they didn't have cake. I think it was cookie. I don't know what it was. Was it cake? And I'm like, you gotta have a cake.
So they didn't do like the cutting of the cake and then around the arms and then.
They didn't do a lot of stuff that you would normally do. And I asked my sister, and she goes, "Well, that's what Brad wanted." I get it because it's their wedding, and they did a little different. But it was interesting to see. But they left the wedding, and I thought they did we met at a restaurant after, and I figured they would come. You say,
yeah,
congratulations, all that, and they were gone. The other thing at the wedding venue, I think it's even funnier. And my brother-in-law is one of the smartest people I know, and so is my sister. And he's like the VP of AT&T, right? He did the merger of DirecTV with AT&T. But they had to clean, like the lady that was doing the venue said, hey, you have to clean up. Like they were in charge of cleaning up.
They made.
Like you can't make this shit up.
They had to clean up after themselves.
She said, we didn't know that. Like we had to hire somebody.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people.
They should take some money off the cost of that wedding.
I guess you get, like at 8 o'clock, the lights went out, like you know what I mean. Like they were done.
They had to go
go home.
They had to go do the dishes after.
But it was a very beautiful venue. It was on a horse farm. I mean, it was beautiful. But it was this weird things. Like I just laughed. I was wondering where they were, and they were, we had to clean the venue. I'm like, holy hell!
I've never heard of that before.
No, and the venue was like I said.
You should get a discount for that.
Well, there's I'm trying to help these people, right?
Yep. Sorry, I was turning your volume off. Did you help clean up?
No, obviously it was my situation, but I would have hired. Like I think they should have. Okay, give me an example. From here to Ease is where the wedding is, right?
Okay.
Now for me, it's a little hard to get there, right? But how do you like? They should have a golf cart.
Right.
to take my mother's 85 years old to take her down to the venue, right? Mm-hmm. So I said to the lady, I just said, hey, maybe buy a golf cart and then charge people. Like just charge a fee on the wedding. Like my brother-in-law's not going to squeak at $500. I mean, you can make this cost up quick, right? $500 you want a golf cart. $300 if you want to bring cleaners in. The bar, literally cut off at 8 o'clock. They were done. The food
At 8.
8 o'clock. It may be a little later. No, I think it was 8:30.
Wow.
The wedding was at went to the wedding and then it was.
I mean, I
pretty
feel like
quick.
one of the best things about weddings is like the after party. That's always the fun part.
Well, the other thing about the after party was, if you ever do a wedding, if you're listening, the venue, you could go outside. It's really nice outside. So like my uncles and them, I felt like nobody was ever inside dancing. I did a dance, if you saw it on my Instagram. I did a dance with my mother and
Yeah.
Renee. I did.
We got a video of that, right? We
Yeah.
can show it on
Yeah.
CW. When you watch this weekend, you'll see the video.
Yeah,
played
that
right
one I went down I always like going like this, and I'm dancing, but nobody was really there because they were outside. Because it's so nice outside. So that's about weddings.
Was that in Texas?
Dallas? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. So then you were asking, what did you do this weekend? Anything good?
Oh, I was a member guest this weekend, golf tournament out at Northstone. Shout out Northstone. We're in the last flight because I'm pretty bad at golf. My buddy who plays, he's a member up here at Trump, and he's like a 6 handicap. But how those things work is everyone's popping against them. So,
Well, what's your handicap? 25 or something?
No, it's like a 20.
That's not bad. That's fine.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Pretty
saying,
bad.
but you're getting 6. But is there any sandbaggers in your group? Really?
There was
Is there a guy like a 6 that was a 2 or a 20?
yeah, not this year. There was a last year. I've run up against those guys before.
Yeah.
Where they're like, I don't even know how I'm doing this, man. I just
Yeah.
shot a 40 or a 35 on a 23 handicap. I'm like, yeah, that is kind of weird, man. That is strange how that happened.
Yeah. I think when people play good golf like that, they say that. I must be just having a good day.
And then they start overcompensating. They're like, I swear I've never done that before. I've never done that. And you're like, all right, the more you say that, the more I'm just getting pissed off now
Well-
because you just keep doing it over and over. It's like today's your lucky day, I guess, against us and against every group out here where you're just playing like a 7 handicap all of a sudden. But they're getting, they get those pops on pretty much every hole.
John would get real mad, like when I was playing with him. He'd be like telling the group after, like, we'll play you for as much as you want, hole by hole basis. With like John would get mad at people sandbagging, like it's part of it. But slope means a lot where you play. I mean, Trump's a little harder, River Run's harder. There's some courses if you're playing.
Northstone's pretty hard, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
know.
hard course.
I know. I played that course. And the creek at the par 5. I'm always in that damn creek. I mean, the par 3 over the water.
Yeah.
I mean, at the ending holes are really nice. The last hole, I've never parred. I've never even got close to it.
I did win closest to the pin on Saturday on a par 3, and I swear I almost had a hole in one on number 5. It my ball disappeared behind the flag, and I was like, oh my god, it just went in, and then it popped back. You could see it keep rolling, and I was like, oh my god, it was so close.
Did you get what'd you get for a $50 gift card from Red Rocks?
No, yeah, they get store credit. But my buddy, like I said, he's a 6. He's never had a hole in one before, and I was like, you know how this works, right? I will get a hole in one before you, and because I'm not that great at golf, and what's going to happen is I'll get lucky one day, and I'll have a hole in one, and you won't. He's so good, but he just hasn't had one. I don't think he will anytime. I think I'll beat him to it. You've had 2?
Luckily. Yes.
I had a buddy once say that he got a hole. He was like telling us, man, I just got a hole in one. It was awesome. I was playing and it blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, dude, that's sick. And he was like, yeah, it was. I was like, what course were you playing at? He was like, it was on my simulator in my garage.
Oh,
and I was like, well, that doesn't count, man. He was, I was playing Pinehurst in my garage.
Very much doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was like, wait a minute. You didn't get a hole in one, dude. You just hit the right club into a simulator. And it might have, if there were wind out there, you probably would have 3-putted.
Well, I had one at the Peninsula, number 16. I had a 5-iron.
Oh, yeah?
In a tournament, yeah. It went right in. I couldn't believe it. I almost did it again. I almost did it twice. I almost won a car. I was an inch away with Bob. And then I did one in Denver a long time ago when I was 18 with Irv Bratcher, and that was uphill. And we were looking for the ball. I had a 7-iron.
Yeah.
I wasn't really that good back then, but it was in the hole. But I didn't know what to do when I was like, oh, I had a hole in one. It was not like now.
What's your handicap when you quit playing? Last time you
20.
played? 20? So you're right
24.
there with me.
Yeah, I have good and bad. I can putt. That's what helps me.
Yeah. See, like I used to have a hard time getting off the tee, and now I can. Now my driver works, and my second shot, my irons are terrible. That's where I fall apart.
Well, I got to talk to you about something because I
Talk to me.
gamble a little bit on this stupid hoop group. But what happened? Like, I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on before the game. The IV was.
Oh my
one
gosh.
side, but we don't want to talk about that a little bit. But once the IV
Yeah, but here's the thing: you bet us to cover 4. We were up at the end by 6, and we just let them.
Yeah, dumbass missed free throws.
Well, we missed free throws.
Who was it?
Well,
Who missed the free throws?
We let him come
Who
back.
ate here?
Anthony did.
Yeah, Anthony ate here.
Okay,
I
so
would have bought his meal, Brent, but he missed a free throw.
he missed free throw.
I
One
was
and
like,
one to go
he
up
came
4.
with his girlfriend to Red Rocks after.
Yeah, he
And
supports your business. Thanks,
I know,
Anthony.
that was really nice, Anthony. But Anthony, when you miss those free throws, it
He's
costs
trying
you
to
a
make
free cake.
the $500 loss not feel so bad.
Yeah, he was like, "I'll go spend my money at Red Rocks." That was nice of him.
But but shout out to Max. That business does real well. He drives around and does it and promotes it, and he did comp all the. It's like $200 comp that. So I think Mike will.
No, he was giving us a little discount, but we didn't do it, so we didn't have to pay for it. But
but
come playoffs, we'll do it. All right, Kush has a comment. Okay, keep in mind they were down all game by 12 at one point. They got lucky; they even won. Yeah, you know what, Kush? Luck has nothing to do with it, which you'll learn as a captain. It's skill.
Well, what's he won? One game as a captain? Just
Yeah,
getting on
so
his ass. I mean, he had no
He's
championships.
and that's the guy we beat. We beat Kush, and he's
in the
mad.
bathroom.
Kush, I
Tell her
love you,
he's a
man. I love
better
you,
player.
but
We love him.
we just cream rises to the top, as they say.
Yeah, so I mean, we get these comments on here, but one thing, being on CW and people that know, we do brunch on Saturday at 11 to 3, and on Sunday from 11 to 3, and Taco Tuesday's coming up next week at Cinco de Mayo on Monday, but we have some tacos out there. You love the tacos, don't you?
I do love tacos.
Yeah,
That's probably like my favorite food, like Mexican food, tacos and fajitas, chips and salsa.
And we always leave the chocolate cake out there for that. And then we have I don't know, they brought it. I know that last time we had a guest, they drank both of them, but it's a margarita and a strawberry margarita, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it looks
You wanna
like it.
Taste it?
I'm good. No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So come by Red Rocks.
I'm sure they look delicious. It's just margaritas aren't really my thing, but I'm sure they're delicious.
And if you don't know, I own Red Rocks with my partner. John
What?
Love, so.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we've been on a long time. But
Locally owned, ladies and
locally
gentlemen.
owned. So if you're out here in the Birkdale, come say hi. I'll probably watch it out there with you all if I'm here on Saturday. But we also have Mother's Day coming up.
Yep, Mother's Day's around
That's
the corner.
a big day. We get a lot of reservations for that.
You do like a brunch here, right?
No, we do. I think we're doing eggs Benedict chicken and waffles. Not a lot because it's just.
Is it a buffet? Do you guys used to do a
we
buffet?
used to. We
Yeah.
should probably go back to it. It's everything's hard work on that day because people aren't really happy. Like some people aren't happy. Like
On Mother's Day?
Well, sometimes like if you run a long ticket time because it's busy, and you get different type. But we got it at Easter. We kind of had a problem. We had a grill go down. We had some things. We would definitely won't have that happen again. But
You mean like the employees aren't happy, or
the guests sometimes.
The guests.
I think they're here, but they don't want to be here. The kids don't want to be here sometimes. It's like
Yeah.
I watch, but I'm happy as hell, man.
Hey,
I'm
the mothers
to
are
be
happy.
alive.
The mothers are happy. That's all that matters.
I love watching the mothers come in.
Shout out to the mothers out there. Your day's coming soon.
Yeah, my mom's coming in town for it. So
Oh, nice.
if we get busy, I'll just put her back in dishes.
There you go. Yeah, it's like that wedding you went to. You got to clean up. Everyone has to clean up after themselves.
Yeah,
So.
I think that would be a good idea. I think But
That's
back
how I
to
do
Hoop Group now. What's your record? So
We are 3-2. 3-2.
and Denny's team
Right.
is leading.
Yeah,
Charlie
3-2.
wants me to say Charlie's team, but it's not. Denny's team
Yeah.
is 4-1.
Right.
And then, can the Hooligans give Charlie a game this week? No, they don't have.
Yeah, they don't have Michael Scott. I don't know if they. I don't know. I mean, they could. Presley's been playing really well this year. They got a good team. I mean, they kicked us bad. I mean, we weren't even in that game, but Michael Scott was playing. That was his first game back. So they'll give him a run for their money. But I was surprised the Firm almost beat Smoke last week. Did you see that? Does that shock you? Because you seem to.
He said something. What's that? I'm reading Cush's text.
I was saying I was surprised the Firm almost.
I wish I'd have won. I mean, I just wish I'd have won. It would have been funny. I can't believe. Obviously, that's another game I didn't cover on. I was 1 for 2. I'm still up with the house, but I mean, it was good to see Smitty keep it. Was it? Did you watch it?
I didn't stay for the whole
Yeah.
game, no. But it was a 1-point game. I think they ended up losing by 1 or 2.
Well, Howard Keller, I mean, he's playing good. That was a great trade in the bathroom that Cush did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Really
that he's and Charlie's got him at the Y now. I saw him yesterday over there. They're working out.
Oh, are they? That's
Oh,
intel.
yeah.
Where's that intel at?
Oh, I got a picture. You want to see it?
Oh, so yeah, let's see it.
Oh yeah,
They're him and Keller are just at the Y working out together.
Oh yeah, they're buddies.
I know they're like just going to. This is like how Presley and Michael Scott have been. I heard
Look
they're
right
playing.
there, look at that.
They're playing pickup twice a week.
See?
Wow, you're right.
They're just
That's
little
some-
buddies.
why are they sitting on the
Just hanging
floor?
out.
They're not
Well,
even playing.
Well, no. You know what happens at the Y. You put your name on the board and you figure out when you play next.
Yeah. Okay.
And I heard it's country night this week.
Yeah.
We're having theme
Hoop-
nights.
Yeah. Hoop Group is country night this week. Yeah.
Him and Chase. He should have picked Chase.
Well,
Maybe there's another Cush.
Chase is on the right squad this year, so I'm glad that he played last night. Cush, that makes me happy. He's committed to the game. He wants a trophy. I don't blame him.
So
He'll get his soon.
to pivot from the hoop group to the NBA, what do you think what's going on in the NBA?
It's a
right now?
similar league.
What do you think about Jimmy Butler?
What do you think about Miami? Looked good last night.
What do you think about teams losing by 50 points in the playoffs?
I mean, that was crazy. I turned it on. It was 70-24 or something.
I think teams are going on vacation, but I don't know how you can lose that bad. Like,
I was like, when I turned it on, I was like, that's got to be an error of the scoreboard. There's no way it's 70-28 in the second quarter.
they just gave up.
Yeah, they
thinking
gave
about
up.
Their vacation.
Yeah, but you always said they have a good coach, and teams with good coaches win. What kind of coach lets their team go down 70-28 in the second quarter?
Well, I
What's
think
that?
they got separated last year or divorced. I would have to look it up, but I think Spoelstra is a good-looking dude. Got a girlfriend. Probably like I can go live tonight with like 5 girls and have a table.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he's thinking about the basketball game. Apparently.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. It was
making
it was
12
in
million a
Miami.
year.
How do you lose at home like that?
I mean, I just think that the players they both emptied the bench, and the Cleveland's bench is better. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like playing.
Cleveland's good, man. Maybe is Cleveland really good, or is
Yeah,
Miami
I
that
think
bad?
Cleveland's good.
Which one was it? Is Miami that bad?
I think Cleveland's that good. Look at their lineup. I
People
mean,
are asking for locks this week, Ron.
Oh, that's Chris Scott. What you got, Ron? Locks tonight. Who's playing? The Lakers. They play tonight.
I think the lock I had.
Oh, it's the Bucks, Pacers.
Minnesota's always the lock over the Lakers. Lakers aren't that good. I don't know why people think they're good. I think you remember Jay White said that was a lock.
Minnesota.
Jay White thought it was a lock.
Minnesota's up 3-1, man.
I know. Remember he thought Lakers were
Oh,
a
the
lock?
Lakers. Yeah.
Remember he said, "Oh, the Lakers are a lock." If I would look at a game tonight, I would say, the Clippers are better than the Nuggets. I think that's it tonight.
That's it.
I think Clippers have Kawhi Leonard, and I think he's the best player in the NBA. He's playing MVP caliber right now.
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, what do you like?
So it looks like the Knicks are 5.5-point favorite over Detroit. I don't really like that
Well,
one.
did you see that call in that game?
Yeah.
They should have you ever watched XFL or whatever it's called? Not XFL, what's it called?
Yeah,
USFL?
yeah.
They have a super challenge.
What's that?
So you throw a flag, and it's a super challenge. And if you think there's a foul on the play,
Is that
you
different
only
than
get one.
That's different from a regular challenge?
Yeah, a super challenge is a flag you throw on a penalty. So I was thinking about that for that game in the NBA because Hart got fouled if you didn't watch it. Hart ran right into Hardaway.
Yeah.
And so if you would have that
He definitely jumped.
He got
He's
hit
off
for
his
sure.
feet. Yeah.
The guy, David, the guy that's the head referee, David, he was my neighbor 20 years ago.
That ref that game?
He's a professional referee. I see him in games sometimes, but he was my neighbor. But long story short, just imagine if a flag came on the court, a super
challenge.
challenge, and they could say, okay, I want to challenge that call. What I thought was, because you have a challenge left, you should say, they've been doing this bullshit too, that you thought his feet were out of bounds,
Yeah.
or somehow that's what they do now. You can make another call, but then actually if you get fouled, they can call the foul. So I was trying to think what the coach could have said.
Talking to that. So you had help me understand the super challenge. It's only on fouls, like penalties?
Penalty. Like you watch it, USFL. So the guy, I tell you what happened. The guy that called a hold, He threw the flag. They didn't call the
Okay.
hold.
Okay, got
the
it.
lineman held him. He threw the flag. Super, whatever it was
In
called.
football, you could do that every possession, I feel
Well,
like.
the funniest thing is they got it right. They moved it back 10 yards, and they ran the same play again. It was like
And they held.
no, right. They did a right end, and the guy scored a touchdown. The same exact play without holding. But I think it would be a good idea in the NBA that you could call the last minute if you want to call a super challenge.
Yeah, because they allow them to challenge, but it's like challenging calls that were already made.
What I'm
So
trying,
you can't challenge something that wasn't called. I see your point.
but also in the NBA, say you thought the guy's foot went out of bounds.
Yeah.
You can challenge it.
Right,
And
I got it.
and
So it's you could challenge missed calls.
But if there's a foul that happened on that play, they can exercise the right to do that.
Okay.
So it happened like yesterday in the game.
Maybe we should test this out in Hoop Group first.
Yeah, you super challenge.
Yeah, because we would never get done with the game with these refs in the Hoop Group.
Well,
We'd be
Charlie
challenging
says
everything.
Did you see Cliff's? Where you didn't get the shot off.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the picture. I wasn't at the game.
Yeah,
so
we
I
don't know there either. This is from far away.
Yeah.
How is Smitty getting pictures there? By the way, of the game,
How's he what?
he's taking pictures and cropping some stuff out.
I don't know.
like that.
I don't know what's
But back to the NBA. Do you like any games tonight? Because you pick the loser, we get the winner.
Yeah, so let me give you guys a winner. I'll tell you who I like. You go bet against it, and then you'll win. Knicks -5.5. You know what? I'm going to take Detroit to cover that
Yeah, I figured that. Because you think because of what?
because they're probably pretty pissed off about what happened last game, and they're gritty.
And the refs might give him a call.
So I'm going to take Detroit to cover.
And the 3-point line
Plus
is
5.5.
so big now in the NBA. I mean, Krzyzewski last night and Post. I mean, these guys are hitting threes. I don't even know who they are. Like they're like Krzyzewski had like 5 of them. I mean, that's the thing in Hoop Group.
Is that the guy for the Warriors?
And it's not NBA to Hoop Group. I noticed if you can get a guy, you need a guy who's on your team.
Chase.
But you need a guy below that. Who's your last 3?
Oh, Max.
Well, Max hits a 3. You're going to be like, wow,
Yeah.
the guy hit a shot, right?
Yeah,
That's
I would-
what's happening.
I
when
would say that.
When Post comes in and Krzyzewski's like hitting 5 threes, it makes a difference in the game.
Now
And
Max
for the
isn't a
bench.
3-point shooter though, but he gets.
And can he get the ball to hoop?
Yeah, he can dribble it.
Can he get? I'm saying, can he shoot a 3?
Oh, can he get it to the hoop? Yeah, he can get it to the hoop. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't. But back to, I think momentum builds when you get other stars that aren't stars that play better. So if you have a guy on the roster of Golden State, and Krzyzewski has, I don't know how to say his last name, 30 points, or he had 24 last night. It really helps your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buddy Hield hit 7 threes or something stupid.
Well, I mean, they are professional athletes. These guys spend their whole life doing that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm surprised Bronny James hadn't tore it up this series. That's the missing piece for the Lakers right now. They got to put him in. He's got to take over.
Especially LeBron did it again on inbounds. He threw it away again against Minnesota.
LeBron had 0 points in the fourth
I would
quarter.
say
on that.
this.
Yeah, he looked really sloppy.
Luka
Really bad.
Well, what they did was it was funny. They played everybody the whole third and fourth quarter. The Lakers.
Yeah.
Now that's gonna piss somebody off for sure. Beep. That's gonna piss somebody off for sure. Beep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Say that sentence one more time.
They're gonna piss somebody off for sure.
Oh.
So, I mean, so imagine you're on the bench, right? And you're watching all 5 guys play all 40, whatever it is, 24 minutes, and you can't get in, right? And hey, I'm fine. I'm making $12 million on the bench over here, but that's they did now.
Not only that, you lose. It's not like it worked.
Edwards didn't play.
It's not like it worked.
Edwards didn't play a minute, and whoever else, Randall didn't play 3 minutes. So that wasn't a good. It was a good and bad strategy,
Yeah, but the Lakers didn't utilize their bench and they lost. So yeah, those guys are gonna be pretty.
But don't you think
They're
going to
be pretty off after the loss.
Yeah, you're sitting there watching these guys play. Why am I getting in?
Yeah, put me in, guys. I mean, like I could do this. Bronny's sitting there like, hey, I could win us this game.
And I watched the first take talking about the trade, the Mark Williams trade. They rescinded. They needed Mark Williams.
They do. I said that. when Jay White was here.
They would.
You called it out. You said they don't have a center. I don't know how they're going to now. And
Well, Jay White's lock of the year was the Lakers, and what's going to happen there?
hey, LeBron's been down 3-1
You
before.
better call LeBron.
Yeah, he needs to call LeBron right
And-
now. You got to pump him up.
We got to pivot again to NASCAR because Jay White said the lock of the year was Sig.
Oh, top 10. What'd he finish?
Well, yesterday I had no idea in the race, but I love Ryan Sieg, great guy and his family. And Jay White is such a optimist. You know, he's going to win. He's going to win.
Well, he did. He said top 10 finish was a lock. That was what he said.
I think something happened in that race. I think I don't know. We'd have to go back and look.
He actually led quite a bit of that race.
Which one?
Not this past one, but the one before.
Yeah, okay. Here we go again because I know you know racing, but just say I might know a little bit. If you don't put gas in your car, you're going to lead the race as much as you can until everybody gets gas.
You do need gas in your car to go.
So he was trying to make the fuel mileage go to 100 laps, right? Like most people are at 70, right? He made it far. They didn't get a caution, which hurt, but he was out there. But I agree. The good news when he got out there, he stayed out there, and it was good for the sponsor. But I mean, I hope he wins. How did he do this weekend? Talladega was a lock. That's what Jay said. Yeah, he didn't win.
Top 10, yeah.
We'll look it up here.
What happens if you just run out of gas on the track? The track.
Yeah, well,
My mind's on golf still.
you hopefully go down low, or if not, you're going to wreck everybody. That's the
Talladega wasn't good. Started 35th, finished 36.
So top 10 lock of the year. Did not hit.
Hey, he got now Texas is his track. He told us.
Yeah.
I think this is our time. Chris Scott, we got to bet Ryan Sieg top 10. We have to bet that
Every week.
No, this week. I don't know. Just for
I
Jay
saw,
White.
what's his name? Riley Herbst did pretty good.
Riley Herbst. I thought we'd have him on the show. He did okay for a little bit. But
Yeah. Well, at one point I looked, he was in third or second.
Toyota's got screwed there at the end. All of them.
Did they?
Yeah, the last pit stop, they all pitted together, and then, I think it was Ross Chastain slowed them all down.
Well, when there's a lot of Toyota, you need a wreck, okay? Toyotas have like 6 or 7. I don't know how many. I don't know how many are in the car. But if you only have 7 Toyotas and you have 15 Fords and 15 Chevys, they're not looking out for you. You know what I mean? So we need a wreck at the end. The wrecks help a lot because you can, then you get to
Generally, in that race, there's always wrecks. A few in the last 10 laps. There was none this year.
Yeah. Well,
I wonder if Tesla's going to come out with a race car because you won't have to refuel it. That'll be pretty good.
would you want
That's one
what?
less pit stop for them. And maybe some new tires, but
Maybe
I don't
just-
think they can go the whole 500 miles.
it might take a while to charge.
Right.
They're going to be at a pit
Gotta
stop for a
watch
while,
for it.
actually. Never mind.
Hey, we'll have vandalism on the track. You know what I mean? 'Cause somebody that hates Musk will be like,
It's like, man, they've been in the pit for a
they
while
destroyed
charging that
all
car.
destroyed all the chargers. That's what I want to do. I'll go
You want
down
to destroy all the
pit.
chargers?
Yeah. You know what's funny? I watched.
That's on the record. You heard it here first.
I
ladies and
watched
gentlemen.
a clip today where somebody. I don't know if you ever seen it. Someone was on Instagram. But
Chris
somebody,
Scott's got Tesla.
Somebody stole the pit car. Have you ever seen that one? He drove the pit car around and got the police out of follow. Have you ever see that?
I didn't see that.
Like the Camry?
I
they
don't know if
drove
it's
around?
true at Instagram or not, but it was the police got him. He stole the not the pit car, the pace
The pace car.
Yeah, he stole the pace car.
Who was it?
I have no idea. The
Just
guy.
some random guy
Jay
jumped in
White?
and started driving. it.
Yeah. Jay White said, watch this. I'll show you I could beat Denny. Come on.
But I don't know. There's some crazy stuff going on. The NBA, we got NASCAR, we got Cinco de Mayo coming up, and then we also have the PGA coming to Charlotte. I think May 9th coming up.
Sounds, May 9th through 13th.
Is it
No.
Mother's Day?
May 9th is, it
May
might be
11th.
the 18th or something.
Okay, yeah, that's coming. I used to play in the Pro-Am and meet all the players, and that was always fun.
May 15th through the 18th.
Okay, you got a box for that?
No. Well, Hollow.
What's going on with SoCal? You guys are sponsoring the show today.
We sponsored last week, actually.
You did?
Yeah.
I guess Red Rocks is sponsored
it's
today.
Yeah,
Red Rocks
who's
this
up this week? Yeah.
Well,
you got that commercial
that's
ready?
right.
Brent?
Sponsored
We
it. SoCal sponsored it.
Yeah, so we chose this over the PGA Championship.
Well, what's going to happen? We run out of money. We got to get.
We won't.
We can have all.
It grows on trees.
Like maybe we have Maddie out there with a sign. Like what?
tip jar.
What if we charge people
To be on the
like,
show?
a lot of people don't do it. Like Rachel Payton's is
Yeah.
on here.
Oh, hey, Rachel.
Hey Rachel, but what we can do is charge $100. We'll get you on the show.
Yeah. Oh,
No, for her it'd
we
be
gotta-
free. She was Miss Coors Light back
Yeah,
in the
but
day.
do these people know that every time they comment, it costs them $10?
Yeah, I think what we should
We
do
should
is
start. We should start
GoFundMe.
monetizing the comment
Scotty
section.
Austin would be great. That's one of Denny's best buddies. Like we have him on the show.
I'm gonna send collection. Let's see. Chris has got. He owes us 30.
Yeah, Chris
Kush,
Scott got. He's got to sponsor the show. Kush could sponsor it with his What's that company? Is Turkey Shorts?
Turkey shorts.
Yeah. He's got to sponsor the show.
Ball
I'm just
gobblers.
going down who's listening today. Ryan Smithers, we don't know what you do, Ryan, but maybe you can spot.
He's in the league. He's on the hooligans.
Does he got
Hey,
a dog?
take
He's got a
out
dog?
smoke show this
He's
week.
got a dog, right?
He's got a dog.
He can do the doggy snacks. Maybe,
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I
Scooby
mean?
snacks.
So we're coming down to where we need sponsors. So if, sponsorship is available. And what about SoCal? Couldn't you help with our marketing side of this?
Table talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
We could discuss. All right, so you just owe us $10 more, Chris. I saw your comment. Yeah, we could get this thing up and running.
I already gave it a lot, Chris. You got a list to do. I mean, I already told you. It's the Clippers tonight. They're gonna smoke them.
He's saying he's going to reach out to DraftKings. DraftKings has sponsored us before, right? That was before we were on CW.
Yeah. We have a lot of friends that are good sponsors, so we're good. I'm just teasing y'all. But what are you doing for what would you do for Mother's Day? Usually you hear a lot. So
Yeah, we'll probably do church. I mean, we'll do church, and then we'll have brunch, and wake up with the kids and do something for mother.
do you get her something?
Yeah.
Like when you're how long have you been married?
9 years.
So does the gift
9 years
like
in
after
May
9
21st.
does it start going away or like the first
No,
year?
no, because you got to think we got kids at this point, so the kids got to get her something. They're not going shopping,
Right.
so I got to go get
Did
stuff.
you have
from
a
the kids.
list? Did she give you a list?
No.
And Jessica, where's my bread? I haven't seen my bread. Come on the show, bring me the bread.
Yeah,
She makes great bread.
she does.
But I think that's a good thing. I don't have to. My mother's coming. So what about gifts are hard too. Like sometimes my mother, I remember I bought her this chain. I was so happy. It was like $600. I was like, I bought her a necklace, and it was I loved it. And she goes, I don't know if I'd really wear that. And I'm like, Mom, next time you get a gift, just throw this shit away. I mean, don't tell me that. Like my sister got me a Field and Stream shirt, right? It was real nice.
For Mother's Day.
It was a great Christmas gift, right?
Okay.
But I don't really will Field and Stream. I don't hunt. But I said thank you.
But you said thank you,
And
and
it's
you-
still in my closet in case anybody wants a Field and Stream shirt. It's still there, right? I accept
You
the
could
gift.
still wear it though. It might look good on you.
But I say thank you.
Maybe
thank
you're going
you.
for an outdoorsy look.
So, I
Yeah,
think
thank
that's
you.
like us.
That's the key.
We should get more gifts. I think people that give gifts live longer than other people, I think.
It's pretty obvious you're a big gift guy.
Right. I think if you next week, you guys should bring me some jelly beans.
So you think every week we show up here, we should bring you a gift?
Not every week.
Why
but
is our company not enough, Ron? Why can't you just be happy
I
that
don't
you
know.
get to
I don't
spend
know.
time with me and Brent?
I don't know. I'm just saying. So I think, what gift would you want to get for Father's Day? Like right now, what gift?
To be honest, I haven't even thought about that, but I would take something that has to do with maybe like golf.
I have a lot of golf stuff at my house.
I need a new wood. Maybe I'll get maybe a new wood, like a 3-wood or something.
Man, I have a great set at my house. I don't know what to do. I mean, I play golf. I might have to give you my 3-wood. It's really good, expensive.
What is it? Kind of-
I forget what it's called, but I'll tell you what, my woods are really good when I was playing. I mean,
Yeah, see, I've never been a good big wood guy, but I need a new 3-wood.
it sounds like you need a lot of 20 handicap, maybe practice. I mean, first thing.
Yeah,
And
practice
how
would
many
be
beer? I know you
Maybe
like
a gift card for the driving range.
Yeah,
How
That's
many
right.
drinks did you have? Is what
out
I
of
wanna
the
know.
out of the member guests.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, not a good amount, but when you're playing in those, thank you.
Oh, what are you drinking?
When you're playing in those, Coke, when you're playing in those, all the guys you play with, they start, they want to have a good time. Like you're playing a foursome, like, all right, hey, let's take shots or let's do this or this, and you're like, this is they either want to have fun or they're trying to, bring our game down a notch. And but yeah, I mean, then they have like a dinner after and all that stuff. So it's a long weekend of.
The best story, I was caddying for Denny in Park City. I think it's Park City. We played in that, what do you call it, Celebrity Pro-Am. And Denny was playing with Brody. What's Brody, the skier? Brody, what's his first name?
Brody Jenner.
But he goes, his caddy goes, every time we make a birdie, we could have a shot, right? Fireball or something. I'm like, holy shit. and I'm caddying, and it's first thing. It's the hottest day of the year in Park City. Its altitude is 5,000 feet, and I was in good shape, but I'm not. I carried the bag. Let's just say it that way. And they were trying to get me drunk by hole 12 because there was a lot of birdies. What Brody Miller, right? Bodie Miller.
Bodie Miller, yeah.
Yeah, Bodie
something
Miller.
like that.
He was scared, but his caddy was drinking. I mean, I got up with Michael Phelps. That was like the 12th hole, and it's straight uphill. And I think I recall that Michael came over and said, "Hey, you want me to carry your bag for days?" I mean, his hill was straight up. I mean, it was an awesome 4 days.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm taking shots for every birdie, then I just wouldn't drink at all. So I don't do it for birdies. But
I'm just saying this is what skiers do. But that whole tournament, I caddied. Imagine first thing, it's the hottest day the whole weekend and the altitude. But I made it. I felt really good. Like I made it that 4 days. And every morning we used to do they had a stretch lady and all that. But I made it. But there were some good stories about drinking. There were some guys that you could tell were just out there to have a good time and do the pro-am. And then, Marty Fish and them, those the guys that won the tournament. He was an ex-tennis player. But they would win like $100,000, and you could bet on like Denny versus somebody else in the casino, in the sports book. So it was a really fun deal. But there were some good golfers, and there were some really bad golfers.
yeah, I mean, sometimes in those tournaments, people take it way too serious. Like, thank God I'm not in like the top flight where those guys really, really care because they're like making you putt everything. They're checking the out of bounds, the white stake, the red stake. They're checking all this. And it's like, all right, we're not on tour here. But, the good thing about playing those bottom flights is like, you're with a bunch of guys who probably aren't as good either, and they're just kind of there to have fun, which I enjoy. That's
But
why
everybody
I play golf.
wants to win. I mean,
Of course you want to win, but at a certain point you're like, all right,
did you come in last of your flight?
no. I think we finished third in our flight, but we were leading going into the last day.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, so, we were, and then there was one team that was just getting beat constantly, so they lost their last match on the first day 7-2. So the other team got 7 points and jumped us by like a point going into the last. Actually, we were down like a half point going into the last day, and then we just like 4.5 it, split the next two and lost.
Yeah, I won the member guest in Peninsula back in the day, and that was exciting. I hit up like a 30-foot putt on number 18 or number 9, which was 18. That's how they played it, and that was an exciting day. And then the next year, I would play really well for my handicap, but the next year, John Love, we could have won it. We were like 5 foot uphill on number 9 at Peninsula, going uphill. Hit a short 2 feet. Then he drove the next putt by 4 feet. And then he missed the next putt, and he 4-putted, and they won. He just had a 2-putt, would have won. And
I mean, that'll get you, man. Like they're
nerves.
the putts are what really mess you up because you're like, all right, you just got to 2-putt this, just get it close. Next thing you know, you just crank it by there, and you're like, well, this is further away than the first one. This is wonderful. Because if you get it pretty close, you're gonna have gimmies. The guys are gonna be like, that's fine, pick it up, whatever. But yeah, the nerves will get to you, especially when the flight's on the
What
line.
about your guy? What did he shoot? Your guy's 6.
I mean, he shot. I think he was like doing like a 40 or something. I can't really remember because he was just getting nope. Everyone was popping against him, so it just made it difficult for him. But I mean, he shot okay. He didn't have his best round, and neither one of us did. We won our flight last year, and we just couldn't repeat this year.
Well, we got the old pivot again. Well, there might be another word we need to. I need to source that because
It's a good basketball term.
Pivot to like the Shedeur Sanders situation, the NFL.
Oh, the draft. We haven't even talked about the draft.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, you got to keep us on. Yeah.
Keep you on the hook. What do you think about Shedeur Sanders?
Have you heard all the stuff they're talking about? Like, he just failed miserably. All the like whiteboard. He was sitting him down with coaches, and he just couldn't, I guess, read defenses or figure out a play or whatever. And then I think his attitude had a lot to do with it. But I think a lot of it was more of the mental and just sitting down and trying to diagnose plays and offense. And it sounds like the word was like the Giants were one of them. Like Dayball is pretty notorious for like in those meetings, making him go up to the whiteboard, dissect a defense, put this play up. I'm going to tell you this. And he just couldn't do it.
Well, I think
But fifth round is wild. I mean, I didn't see him dropping to the fifth. That's got to be is that the largest drop off ever? Because at least Aaron Rodgers or I don't know who else has fallen, but
But Tom Brady was the 5th or 6th.
yeah, but what I'm saying is like they were projected to go top 3 and then fell that far. So like Aaron Rodgers was like it was either going to be him or Alex Smith, and he fell to the 24th. He was still in the first round, 24th pick. That was a big drop. But Shador started out this whole process as like a top 3 pick, maybe 1, and fell to the 5th. That's crazy.
Well, the BYU game supposedly hurt him too. He played really bad. He was on the sideline goes, I just don't know what's going on. They showed that.
How do you feel about how your Steelers do? Do you like their picks?
Yeah, I think they picked Jack Sawyer from Ohio State.
That was a good pick.
Yeah, I mean
he looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler.
So Charlie and him, we got 2 Ohio State guys. They won the national championship, and of course they don't root for the Steelers, but I do. But I mean, I never know. I think talent is. We'll see how the coaches coach them. It's like having
Coaching matters.
Maddie is an employee over there, right?
Yeah.
If we train her right and teach her how to suggest a sell, and she learns the menu, she has, she's going to be better. Same with that lineman. If he gets there and somebody trains him how to block right, block left. But talking to Jason Kyle, who we need to get on the show, there are some guys that they had a guy named Jared, I think, for the Panthers back in the day. He ran the 40 and 4.35, but you know what a post is in NFL? He would run a flag. Like the guy didn't know the plays. Like some of these guys.
Is it Dwayne Jarrett?
Back in the day, maybe. Whoever the Panthers got.
Okay.
But what he was saying is, and Jake Delhomme would get mad too because, he's supposed to do a down and in. He does a down and out.
Yeah. Well, that ball's gone. Yeah, he's already released it because expecting him to turn or go his way.
So I think a lot of guys' plays are a big part of it. Maybe Shadir doesn't have it. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, the Panthers, they took that wide receiver in the first.
I mean, one thing about the Steelers, they cut Rod Woodson. They cut these players that have a name. Just because his name is Shador Sanders doesn't mean he has a name. That's it. Let's see what he does on the field with everybody.
Yeah.
And I do think when he was Cam Ward, he was worried about rapping and dancing. And he wanted Cam Ward to do a song. And Cam said, I'm just thinking about football. So I don't know if that stuff matters. I don't think you care about who's your Sam, right? If Sam has an off-life problem, like going out, partying, I'm not saying him or some of the players, but they come in and they produce for you as a captain.
Yeah.
You don't really care, right?
No.
You don't care about their attitude.
I don't care what they do outside of
He
that
tells
1
you to
hour on the
screw
court.
off. I mean,
If you can produce on the court, that's all that matters.
Right. Same with this Shador. We'll find out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be now. I've never seen a Cleveland so dumb. They take Gabriel and him.
Yeah. Well,
So
then
they
they also have
Gabriel's better.
Flacco. They also have Deshaun Watson. They also have Kenny Pickett. But I mean, you got 5 quarterbacks. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know.
good thing we're not Browns fans.
What about the Panthers? Your Panthers.
I didn't initially like the pick of Ted McMillan because I thought they should have gone defense, but he is really good. Just hope it translates to the NFL because he's not the fastest. Like he doesn't get the greatest separation, but he can catch anything. But then they doubled down on second day on defense, so I was excited about that. They needed that. That's what they needed, defensive line.
Coach said eats at Red Rocks, so.
Yep. Shout out Canales.
And we need to get him on the show. I guess if we ever want to travel down to South Park and do the show, it'd be good. Red Rocks is at South Park too as well, and they do, brunch as well. They do Mother's Day. They're busy. But going down there, they get a lot of players. Like Coach Canales comes in, the Currys. Whoever lives in that area, they come in there. We get a lot of NASCAR. They get a lot of football players, basketball players,
I think we might need to do like a Sunday before the game.
Yeah.
Almost like a
pregame.
Pregame or
The
tailgate.
episode. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. Sign me up.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Yeah, but I think if I could get, Tepper never came on yet, or Canales.
He's
on the
coming
show.
soon. He's coming. He'll be here. We're
Right,
working
get
on
him
it.
on the show. You know what I mean?
We're gonna have our
that'd be
people
working.
send. We're gonna have our people send him a message.
But the
a letter.
Panthers, now I've looked at grades. Do you think the grade people matter or
No,
not?
they don't know yet. It's all that stuff is just like, who knows? Who knows at this point how
Well,
good your draft was?
I'll give you one last year. It was Marvin Harrison. Really didn't. He was the number 1 or 2, 3 pick. I don't know where he was. But
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
He hasn't done as well as they expected.
He was all right. He wasn't as
I
good.
think coaches matter. I think who you have as a coach, how you're going to play. I mean, there's so many factors in that whole thing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and you got to get drafted the right team, the right culture, right offense. You know, I mean, if it's you go to a certain franchise that isn't ran that great, and
Well, the Panthers are rated to win 6.5 games. Do you think there'll be plus or minus?
I think that they're going to hit the over this year. I think they're going to be right at 7-8 wins.
The Hornets are always like 35. Do you think?
Yeah, they won't be that high this year.
It's coming
Like,
up.
we got to see what happens in the draft. If they get Cooper Flag, then it'll shoot up that number. I mean, because what were they, like 30 something last year? 36.
Yeah, 36. We ended up getting the tickets double the price. I mean, thank you, Charlotte Hornets. I'll have to stay at home.
You got to pay for that new performance center they got across the street. That's what it is.
Yeah. But the Hornets got to have hopefully they'll get. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to bet it again. Hornets make the playoffs, and the Carolina Panthers make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it every year
This is the year it'll hit.
until.
Actually,
until
the
I
Panthers
die,
going to
I'm
need
doing
more
it.
than 8 wins to make the
I'm
playoffs.
doing it every year.
so
I'll put up $20 on it.
next year it'll definitely hit. Not this coming year, but the next year.
How do you know? What if it did? And you're going to be.
Well, you should bet it every year for sure. But I
Right.
don't know if this will be the year it'll hit. I think the Panthers need one more year.
I think the Panthers are better than you think.
No,
I like Canales a lot.
I do too. I think they're going to be. I think after this season they're going to win 8 games. Next season, I see him. We'll got to figure out Bryce, but if he is the real deal, then next season I'm thinking 12 wins.
Another thing coming up is Kentucky Derby, which Will had a horse in there last year. He had a horse in there last year. We need to talk to him about that.
Yeah.
You bet the Kentucky Derby? Do you like doing that?
Last year I did bet it, but I bet like 4 horses, but I don't think one of them hit. Because I don't know. I mean, do you know the horses in it?
Well, you think it's better to do what I do in that one poll that I'm in, where I just said 11-23? You think it's just better every year to bet the 12, 15, 18, 19 horse, right? And hopefully they win.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
much
you know what I
about
mean?
horse
Like-
racing, but you were a horse racing guy growing up, weren't you?
Yeah, you know what? I hope, and maybe Brent, we can help out, but the Meadows, back in the day, when the horses won, I would go up, Latigo Hammer, JJR. They would take a picture of me with the race horses and with the owners, and I would do that a lot because I'd go out there. And it was kind of cool, but I used to know there were horses that, like JJR, Will Fahey was the thing, and Mr. Kem didn't go out. He'd come up to me and say, "Hey, doesn't look good today. His foot's not good, right?" Well, he was favored. He wouldn't win, right? And JJR would be like, he's really fast. So what they do in horse racing is they have a pre-lap before the race, right? And they know where the horse is. So if you run say 29.5, that's 29 and a half seconds, you know your horse is good, right? Latigo Hanover won. I think we won like 14 in a row.
Yeah.
So Latigo
But
always,
you would get the inside scoop, right?
I always had it.
Yeah.
I had it. I had a good bit of money in my flashlight for a while, but there were days you thought, like one day, Mr. Kemp said, "Hey, we got a good dog down in Wheeling." So Wheeling was a little far for me, and Wayne Ruck's like my best buddy. We drove down to Wheeling, West Virginia, and bet this dog, the number 5. I forget the dog's name. Let's just call it
Just
Harry.
dog racing?
Yeah, Harry Loose, we'll call it.
Okay.
Well, we went down there and we put like $200 to win. He was like 10-1. He finished. When I say last, he finished dead ass last. And we were so.
Why would he give you that scoop then?
Sometimes it happens,
Yeah.
They had inside information that didn't happen. I mean, it didn't happen. But we
It's not-
drove
it's
all
not
the way
super
down.
inside.
And when the horses would win, I would take everybody to Denny's or Shoney's or whatever it's called. I would buy everybody a milkshake.
Oh, that's nice.
So you would go out.
Yeah.
I was 16, and we'd buy milkshakes. I was a fan favorite as a kid because I always liked spending money on my buddies.
Let's pick a random horse. You want to?
Yeah, what do we got? Who's in it?
Oh, journalism's 3-1. Not going there.
What names?
Those looks like we got. All right.
What's a good
Citizen Bull,
name? Let's just say a good name.
Neoquos, Final Gambit,
Yeah.
Rodriguez,
Yeah.
American Promise, and Meyer Daytona, Luxor Cafe, Journalism.
Well, right there, there's my horse. It's a restaurant. Why wouldn't I bet a restaurant?
You
that
going
Kentucky
Luxor
did?
Cafe?
What's his odds?
15-1.
Oh yeah, I got that Luxor. We're gonna win the race.
Flying Mohawk.
He's gonna buy
31.
Red Rocks.
Grande.
Grande. Oh wait.
Grande.
Well, it sounds like Grande. Maybe I'll bet him second.
Burnham Square.
So I got Grande in the cafe. Who do you like?
East Avenue. Publisher.
Who do you like?
Render Judgment. I'm going to go. Geez, I didn't realize how many horses were in this. Sandman. Sovereignty. Chunk of Gold.
Luxor is Luxor Cafe?
Yeah. Coal Battle.
You
All right, I'm going to go Flying Mohawk.
Okay. Why is that?
I just like the name.
So I have the cafe, and you.
He's
have,
30-1.
And you owe me money.
He's got this.
You still owe me money.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what you owe me.
Me either.
$1 probably.
What is it?
I mean, you really hadn't.
Yeah.
picked too many winners lately.
Yeah, so.
Well,
Flying Mohawk.
Red Rocks. I want to thank Red Rocks for sponsoring the show today.
Yeah, great job, Red Rocks.
This is gonna be
where's
tough.
our-
To keep, with all those, there was a lot of people who packed Red Rocks today. at
Yeah,
lunch, but
Red Rocks.
I don't know
You
if
can't
we'll
even hear this, can you? See applause.
I can't hear the applause. Why is that?
I don't know.
Can you hear the applause?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we're
Red Rocks Cafe, 2 locations. My partner runs the other one, South Park, 4223 Providence Road. And then here we're in Birkdale Village, dead across the street from that other place, North Italia and Apple. And things are going well here. Business is really good, and restaurants, they keep popping open. We got the best patio in Birkdale, so, and the best food, so.
Yep, great spot, right across from the green.
Well, I'm
area.
sad I'm not going to be able to hear the closing music today.
I know.
You got to
You want me to hum it?
Well,
when
yeah, I
it
love
plays.
that. Yeah,
All right. Well, come check out Red Rocks. Are you playing anything, Brent?
yeah. I got a commercial going at the end here, so when you guys sign off, we'll play it.
All right. See you guys next week. Watch us on CW this weekend, 11:30. Love you. Bye. Boom. 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 Boom.